Okay, we're going to do question 5 of 2020 paper 2. It's the first trigonometry question. It's a trig graph question we're looking at. I've made these the two functions. They give you the graph. They give you the graph and they tell you you can look at it and figure some things out. There's f starting at 0 degrees, starting at 0 right here, and then going through 90 and then going to 180. So it's between 0 and 180. That's the interval we're talking about. Now, g is the graph of sine of x plus 30. Now, to answer the first two questions, you just have to know what the word amplitude means and what the word period means. Now, let's start with the first question. I think it says write down the period of G. Well, you look at G and you go, hey, it's just a sine graph. It's a sine graph that goes, and normally sine goes, from 0 and 0 to 90 and 1, 180 and 0. It takes 360 degrees to go through a complete wave before it gets back to 360 and 0. And if you add or subtract angles, what it does is it just shifts it. This is actually a sine graph shifted 30 degrees to the left. So but it still has the same period. It still goes through 360 degrees. If you put numbers in front of x, then you divide the period by that number, the period will change. But this period's got 360 degrees. That's G. And then the next question, you just have to know what it means. So when they say, what's the amplitude of F? Well, amplitude is the distance from the middle of the wave to the top of it. And you can get the amplitude just by looking at the number in front of x. If it says 3x, the amplitude's 3. If it says 10x, the amplitude's 10, but it has a half here. So the amplitude is a half. The biggest this cosine F wave can get is a half. And it can go down to minus a half. It can go up to a half. That's called the amplitude, the distance between the middle of the wave and the height of the wave or the depth of the wave. So the amplitude is a half. Well, that's the first part.